Hello, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. This is for October 28th. So, the video I put out on Tuesday, I answered a whole bunch of pendulum questions pertaining to races, and then I took a look at the energies of the solar eclipse, which took place on Tuesday the 25th, and the impact that was going to have on the election, because we really are running up to those final days. And so I said that I would do this video looking at the lunar eclipse of November 8th, which is election day. Okay, I'm recording this right after I recorded the other one, so any crazy news that has gone on this week, I'm not going there. I'm focusing strictly on the lunar eclipse. So, as a result, because I'm videoing this right after the previous one, I'm not doing any pendulum questions today because I don't have a new list. But rest assured that as this week has gone on, I will be making note of the races that you're wanting me to take a look at. So the next video should have those questions on it, and if there's a lot of them, or I may even just put out like a small 10 or 15 minute video in the next day or two, and sort of see what we can find there. Also, do not forget, next week there is going to be a Shine Your Light video being released probably on the Wednesday, and that's going to be around protecting the election and best possible thoughts, etc. And I will also be releasing a video on on November 8th. It's another Shine Your Light video for November 8th. Just to do what we can to keep energies honest, balanced, peaceful. Okay, so there's that. But let's get started right away, because I really do want to take a look at the lunar eclipse on November 8th. Okay, so this is taking place in Taurus. Now, as I said in my last video, this MC did an amazing job of sort of sending me kind of the details or the particulars so that I could kind of get a grasp on, what these eclipses are about. So I'm just going to read the information now for the lunar eclipse. I did share it with you in the last video, but I think it bears repeating. The lunar eclipse is emotional outpouring. Moon rules women. Think about that. Who are the most annoyed right now at what has been going on with the Republicans' behavior? Okay. She says, I know that November 8th is the voting date, but the emotional uprising among women has been heating up and will become more powerful and very evident around October 25th. I think when the November 8th ballots are counted, those opposed to Roe v. Wade will be absolutely floored by the results, and those results will be shattering to them. The indications in the U.S. chart is that there are subversive forces around unknown deceptive practices and powerful control behind the scenes. Because of this pair of eclipses, the truth should be revealed, but it may take some time. And she reminds me that the stars cannot overpower our own free will. And I will add to that our light circles and energy work cannot overpower somebody else's will or intention. What they can do is kind of give them the best possible light or energy. Okay, so here we go. I want to take a look at the lunar eclipse. If I say solar somewhere along the way, this video, don't correct me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's take a look at the energy surrounding the lunar eclipse of November 8th. And again, I know little to nothing about astrology. Sometimes it amazes. Sometimes I think I know what my sun sign is, and my moon and my rising sign are both in the same sign. And honestly, sometimes I think that's a good thing, because I probably couldn't keep the three. If I had three signs to keep straight, I'd probably screw it up. So that's what I know about astrology, people. All right. But I do know energy, and I do know how to read energy, and that's what we're looking at here today. Here we go. Political impact, lunar eclipse, November 8th. Political impact, lunar eclipse, November 8th. Political impact, lunar eclipse, November 8th. Here we go. Okay, here we go. We're starting off with the Chariot, okay? There are going to be more people voting, and who will have voted for this election than has been seen before. Some races that felt a little bit neck and neck, some of those are going to be blowout wins, okay? And based on the following cards, they're going to be blowout wins for people who actually have the integrity to hold public office. The Ten of Pentacles. This is about American people recognizing literally the wealth and the legacy of the country, and saying effectively, this is what we want our country to be and look like and represent. There's going to be good news coming forward. There's going to be sort of a lot of sighs of relief and thank God's, kind of like that. Also, I said this before, don't think that all the results are going to be, I'm getting November 10th. It's actually when a lot of those races are going to be settled, and there's going to be like real clarity, okay? I think by the evening of the 8th or early morning of the 9th, we're probably going to have a real clear idea. But it feels like the 10th it feels like that's kind of when things are going to really completely gel, okay? The country is going to be moving into a place and a space of celebration. And again, because the impact or the focus is on the legacy. What does the United States stand for? That is going to be the power and the impetus. And of course, a huge part of that legacy is going to be ensuring that women's rights are enshrined into law. Women's rights are protected, as are the rights of LGBTQ, interracial marriages. I can't even believe we're talking about that in this day and age. We're looking at simply the rights of the country, people within the country, to live with dignity. The rights of the country to be able to vote in free and fair elections, so that the will of people really does become the legacy that the United States can build on and move forward from. Make no mistake, the damage that was done to your country by that former guy, it's significant. And frankly, the stuff that has already been corrected is impressive. The new stuff that has been accomplished, beyond impressive if you think about what that other guy actually accomplished in his 4 years of chaos and disaster. It really does feel as if the Republicans are going to actually recognize that they really, really overstepped. They really went too far right, and that that guy's endorsements may have been helpful in primaries where people are a little, but not in a general election. There's going to be losses where they don't expect them. And listen, there's going to be wins where, they're hoping, okay? But finally, it feels like this election could actually cause the Republican Party to redefine itself. But I can't tell you which way. Either they're going to become a little bit more open, they're going to become sort of a party that people were happy to be affiliated and associated with, or the Republican Party, as you know, it is going to die, and the crazies are going to, be running the insane asylum. But either way, the Republicans are going to be suffering loss and kind of a death of some kind. Hopefully, they're smart enough to create a new beginning that is stronger and healthier for the country. Okay, you have the Sun, you have the Queen of Swords, you have the King of Swords. So this is an interesting thing. So way back when Joe Biden was running with Kamala, whenever I saw the Queen and the King of Swords sort of side by side like that, it really did represent them. It represented the administration. And they are bracketing the Sun. And so this feels very much like the issues that are important to them, the things that they're hoping and wanting to get accomplished, they are going to be able to see the road to accomplish it. They're going to be able to move forward and move past some of the trauma. I mean, it's one of the things you guys need to realize. Really, as a country, you are suffering such a bad case of, literally post-traumatic stress disorder. The last 4 years, 5 years, 6 years have really, really taken a toll. And this looks like there's going to be, continuing recovery. Women, look out, women, because they are going to be rocking the house. Okay, they are the ones who are going to be celebrating. They are the ones who are going to be patting themselves on the back. And when I say women, you all know that I include enlightened men in that. But this really is an election, and this is the thing about polls, okay? They're not polling the people who are the new voters. They're not polling those young kids in university. They're not polling the moms, all right? The urban moms who maybe haven't voted in a while. And I bet, in fact, if any of you out there, all almost 10,000 viewers, if any of you have actually been questioned for a poll, I want to know it. Put it down in the comment section, because I'm venturing to say probably not. What this election is going to do is it's going to be able to bring more closure, okay? There's going to be almost a like a black and white, positive, negative, a sort of an outcome in terms of the things that can be accomplished going forward. And the Democrats are going to be very, very mindful of not ever again taking for granted that the norms will be honored and respected. And I have to tell you, and you probably don't really want to hear this, but I have to tell you, this midterm election does not mean that everything's going to be fine for the next 2 years and it's going to be great and it's not going to be any crazy. And in fact, the next election is going to be another one of those elections. So what is that, 2024? Where again, there is a choice about what kind of a country you want to live in. So just because you have those boots on the ground now, you can't pick those boots up and rest them on the coffee table and say, okay, good, I'm done. It's going to take a while to fix. But there's definitely going to be clarity. There's going to be a resurgence of spirit. There's going to be an understanding of the strength and the power behind those people who are ready and moving into the fifth dimension and the age of Aquarius, those people who are ready to embrace a place on the planet that is of higher consciousness, that is a reflection of all the better angels. It's going to be okay. Probably don't be surprised if there's going to be a court case or two out of this. Don't be surprised if there are some people who are going to refuse to whatever that is when you say you won and I lost. Okay, don't be surprised. But for the most part, it feels as if some of those results are going to be really, really cut and dry. It is the youth. It is the youth who are involved, who have gotten involved, and who are going to show up, because the things that concern younger people are the things that the Republicans have been trying to destroy. And it very much feels like the time has come for that newer, younger generation to say, you know what? We're just kind of tired of people who are older. I don't mean all of us, I do include myself in that, sort of running, driving the ship, okay? Because this is the world that they're inheriting, is the country that they're inheriting. And they're starting to have a lot to say about the way, it's not just your country, things have turned out. The way people refuse to look at new and innovative ways to solve world problems. To be so focused on the almighty dollar that it didn't even matter if it destroyed people, because the dollar was what was important. Those younger people are saying, basically, not on our watch. Enough is enough. And listen, this is the thing, and I said it 100 million times before. A lot of those younger people, their grandparents, those were the flower children. Those were the hippies. Those are the ones that started the push against those real, conservative, just beliefs, And this is their grandchildren and great-grandchildren who are pushing forward and saying, we're picking up the mantle. You marched for women's rights all those years ago, and 50 years later, they're being destroyed and challenged. Well, guess what? Women are so much stronger, and they are going to be the ones that control the fortune, the good fortune of the United States. I hope that this has been helpful. I hope that it has given you a way to look at what is going forward, what the energies around November 8th are going to be. And you know what? There's likely to be some friction. There's likely to be, a little pushy shovey at the polls. I personally, at this point, am not seeing significant violence at all. But again, those dinosaurs are going to push back really, really hard because they don't want the world as they know it to change. As most of you know, I have two daughters, and both of them are really well. Actually, on November 8th, Victoria is going to be 25, and Vanessa's 16 months younger than her. So these are young people. These are people who are starting to make their mark in the world. They're the ones who gone to university, they've gone to college, they're starting to work, in the real world and their real jobs, that kind of thing. And they both have kind of a very clear-eyed attitude about things. And truly, and I mean no insult, and it doesn't insult me when they say it to me, but their attitude really is this: listen up, you guys have screwed up enough. We're the ones who are inheriting this mess, and it's time we started fixing this mess. And we really, really would appreciate if you and your narrow, antiquated ideas that caused the mess don't try to help too much. There are hope. And let's all be really excited about that. Okay, that's what I know now. I will see you next week. Take good care. Stay strong. Stay focused. Keep your intentions high and light filled. Be well. We'll see you soon.